and then on the bun, there's a smoked paprika mayo on the bun.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, Trevor, listen.
OG Ush in the cut, food for thought in the putt with the knowledge for your gut. Come and get it while it's hot. OG Ush in the cut, thought in the putt, knowledge for your gut. Get it while it's hot. Yeah.
Oh, hey OGs, what's going on? What's going on? It's good to have y'all back. I know it's been a minute. All right. We got a special guest in the house today. We got Trevor here with
Plant-based view, Bermuda.
there we go. And it's here to tell us about his journey with veganism, his future endeavors that he is going to be getting into. He'll tell us a little bit about that. And also we're going to try some of this wow food and give it a little bit of a rating. And if y'all didn't know, OGs, I've been vegan for the past, I want to say 3 weeks. So I'm kind of new right now. So hopefully Trevor is going to give me some good advice through his testimony, his story, how it all started, and where he is today. All right. So we're going to get started. And Trevor's going to introduce himself and you know, what he does and a little bit about his business. All right, guys. So we're going to have Trevor here introduce himself and tell us a little bit about his business and his journey as well. All right, Trevor.
All right, guys, how you doing? I'm Chef Trevor Johnson. For those who don't know me by now, I'm one of Bermuda's only plant-based chefs. It's been a journey creating this business that I have. At one time, being on the opposite end of the vegan spectrum.
Okay.
Right? But it has been a beautiful journey. So now I have this business called Plant-Based Fuel Bermuda, where we do weekly menus, private dinner parties, caterings, cooking demonstrations, and we have a lot of big plans in the future. We partner with a lot of different companies like Bowers and Lightborn and Tasting Room, and we do tapas and wine, and we do a lot of different things. So look out for us this year, because a lot of big plans are coming up.
Nice. So for someone who is just newly vegan or just, you know, transitioning into the realm of veganism, what certain things would you say are like ground rules or kind of like the basics coming into this lifestyle? Like, first off,
I would say education.
Okay.
Education is everything. It's important.
Yeah.
Right. So you not just going on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm talking about the books, the lectures, the biochemists, the documentaries.
Yes.
And really taking notes and really doing the studying yourself. Because
okay.
I can tell you my journey, and I can tell you why you should do this, why you should do that. But at the end of the day, everyone has to make their own decision.
True.
Right? And based on what they believe is true.
Yes, I agree.
Right? So I could say to people, hey, look, check out these books, or check out this doctor, or check out this nutritionist, or check out this biochemist. And you make the decision for yourself, and you learn for yourself. Because I feel like that's empowering people, rather than me saying, oh, you have to go vegan because this, or you know what I mean? So it's I try not to push it onto people, but definitely learning from the ground up builds you a better foundation. Okay. Right? So that's my take on that.
Okay. And I like that explanation, because I'm doing it for health reasons, just to be more healthy, get healthy, get in shape. I don't like to make resolutions or whatever, but like veganism, if y'all didn't know, OGs, is something that I've been researching for quite some time. I was telling Trevor about 2.5 to 3 years. I've been kind of like, you know, on the fence about it, and just kind of like, I think I can do this lifestyle. I think I can do it. But it was always in the back of my mind, just for health reasons. Like, I'm not to put down anyone or whatnot if they are against animal cruelty, and like I'm not for animal cruelty, but like I know people do it because they've watched slaughterhouse videos and different things of how chicken and pork and beef are made and stuff like that, and they kind of don't want to do it for those reasons. Right. But for me, it's more so just like the health benefits from it. You know what I mean? Like just as far as my blood type and, visiting with my doctors and different things and for inflammation in the body and all kinds of stuff like that. There was like, this lifestyle I think could be a real game changer for my health in great ways.
100%.
And so this is why I've decided to just say, you know what, let's do it. I've researched a lot of it already, so let's do it. What's stopping me? So I think that was
a beautiful journey.
Thing. Yeah.
Because your body goes through a transition period.
Okay.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people fail. People try this lifestyle, and then they start having all these, not everyone, they'll start having issues like, oh, I was really tired, or I got headaches, I felt weak and this and that. Oh, well, this lifestyle isn't for me.
Right.
But that's not quite the answer, because that's your body trying to get rid of toxins that have been put in your body for the past 30, 40 plus years.
Exactly.
Right, but once you get through that threshold, that's when you really start feeling vibrant and energy.
Gotcha.
And then weight drops, and then your cholesterol drops, and then your blood pressure drops.
Right.
And you become more alert, more aware, and it's just like everything changes. And I went through that exact journey. For me, I noticed a huge difference. It was hard for me. Okay. At the time, I was living in Barcelona, and I was working in this tapas restaurant that was like one of the most popular in the city at the time.
Okay.
And they served everything. We cooked everything. Any type of animal, from any type of seafood to cow tongue, to everything.
Right.
We done, right? And then pretty much how I started, I was on my day off one day, and I was on Netflix, and I came across this documentary called Food Matters.
Okay.
And I said, let me just see what this is about, right? And I started watching it, and it completely just blew my mind, and that sort of just sparked the interest.
Okay.
In it, right, and then from there it led to more documentaries,
right.
And then I ended up diving into this rabbit hole of information.
Okay.
That's not in the mainstream.
Right.
You have to dig for it.
Yes.
And there's a reason why.
Okay.
Right? I'll get back to that later. Okay. But and then from there it was just like, well, I can't do this.
Right.
I can't put this stuff in my body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that led me to doing an online plant-based nutrition course as well, from Cornell University, and that was like nail in the coffin.
Right.
Like, okay, that's it. And then I sort of started to cook at home and take out the meat and the sausage and the bacon and the chicken. Chicken was the hardest thing and the last thing that I let go. But once I start, ironically, right? But once I started like doing it more and then following certain chefs on Instagram and YouTube and taking their techniques and trying this and trying that, and that evolved.
Okay.
And this business evolved from COVID. Literally, at that time, we were stuck in Barcelona. We were supposed to come back to Bermuda early April 2020, and we got stuck because COVID hit.
Right.
And I wasn't working, and for 4 months we was just doing nothing.
Okay.
The whole of Europe was shut down, right? So I was bored.
Okay.
So I ended up creating a Instagram page just for my food, and I just started creating every day.
Yeah.
And I was posting every day for 4 months. That's how much food I was just creating and just trying. So then people started to catch on to it here in Bermuda. And people started messaging me, hey, I want to do this catering, this and that. Can you do this? I'm like, I'm not even in Bermuda right now.
Right.
I'm still in Spain trying to move back, with my family, my wife,
and
my
everything
son,
sorted out.
Oh man, it was wild. So that's how this journey started.
Okay.
And then got back to Bermuda, and within a month, people were calling me, and I that's how it started.
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's quite a story. That's quite a story. It's kind of like you kind of, I don't want to say fell into it, but you kind of stumbled.
Definitely a stumble.
Yeah, like you stumbled, but then, like you said, the educational part of it, right, guys? Like the educational part with, discovering something new.
Yeah.
That's a whole journey. I like stuff like that. That's why they say knowledge is power.
100%.
And then you started reading, and like you said, you went right down the rabbit hole.
Books,
And
books are out of this world, man. And I feel like a lot of people a lot of people should read them or even check the documentaries and stuff like that. A few of them that I recommend. Okay. Right, I'm gonna just name a couple of them, the ones that stand out. Right. All right. The biggest one is called the China Study. Right. So the China Study, it was written by this biochemist and nutritionist from the States. It's called Dr. T. Colin Campbell. Right? And he's the one that actually designed the plant-based nutrition course that I done. But anyway, long story short, back in the 60s, him and another Chinese biochemist were in China, and he originally went there to study malnutrition in rural China. Right. So obviously he was studying protein and stuff like that. But anyway, what he found out was the towns and the cities that ate the most amount of animal protein had the highest rates of cancers and diabetes. And it was powerful, and he wasn't expecting this. He stumbled into that as well. Oh wow! Right. So then, long story short, he got all this information, brought it back to the States. At the time, he was on the board of the American Dietary Association, so he used to write the food pyramid that we see in school. He used to design that back in the day, right? So he had a lot of power. Right. He came back preaching this animal protein causes this and does this and does that, and all his peers they exiled. They took his license away, and like it's a very, very powerful testimony. Not just his experiments and the stuff that he's done, but how he was treated. Right. And we still see this to this day.
Of course.
Dr. Sadie and his story. And it's a lot of them that like that. Right? So that's one book, The China Study. Very, very, it's a fairly thick book, but it's a really good read. Another one is called The Blue Zones. The Blue Zones. So have you ever heard of the Blue Zones? No. Right. So so the Blue Zones, guys, are these small pockets of the world that have the highest population over 100 years old. Okay. So they have centenarians, like a lot of them, right? And I think it's like 5 or 6 of them. I know there's one in Loma Linda, California. There's one in Costa Rica. There's one in Sardinia, Italy. Okinawa, Japan. Okay. So basically, this journalist from National Geographic, he goes to these countries and studies these centenarians over a long period of time. Right. Diet, lifestyle, past history, family, medical history, everything. So basically, what comes into play is his conclusion was that they were very active. Okay. Right. So they're out there. Even these 100 and something years old. These guys are in the farm. Some of them are riding horses and walking 3 or 4 miles every day. But what really was interesting was about 90% of their diet was plant-based. Okay. Some of them ate meat, some of them ate some dairy, but it was a very, very small portion of their total calories. Okay. Right? So he wrote a book on that. There's actually a documentary on that on Netflix as well. That is amazing. Okay. So it'll be good for more people to see that, just to open your eyes, you know what I mean?
We'll link all of these books and things down in the comments on the video and whatnot, so that the ones that you do know, we could kind of, research them. Oh yeah. Put the link so that you guys can,
10 or 12 right now.
Oh wow.
Documentaries.
It's like library.
Yeah, man. It's some powerful stuff. Okay. Powerful stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I like the fact that I like the journey. It's the journey, especially when you was talking about the how they took away his license and different things like that. I feel that the health industry is one of the biggest money makers in the world. So when it comes to healthcare, doctors, and different things like that, you know, the more it's pretty. To be honest, they're banking on us
To be sick.
to be unhealthy, because that's how they get paid.
Yes.
You know, if everybody's cured or living a healthier lifestyle, then no one comes in to the doctor. You know what I mean? So, in that aspect, I really like his journey and the fact of how he, like you were saying, like the persistence, and he pushed through as far as, like, you know, discovering all the things about plant-based things and how it is on our bodies. And yeah, so like I'm definitely gonna look up and read some of these books and stuff like that, because, you know, I have Audible. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not the biggest book reader, but
the thing is, I wasn't either.
Okay.
I wasn't. I don't think I've read a book since then. Like since I started reading since school. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a big reader.
Okay.
But from the documentaries, it just I was so interested.
Okay.
And I said, you know what? Let me just try it.
Yeah.
And I read one. I was like, wow.
It pulled
This
you
is
in.
This is powerful.
Yeah.
Read the next one. Wow.
Okay.
And every time I read it, you feel more confident in speaking about it, debating people about it.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that say this and say that, and this diet and carnivore diet.
Yeah.
No.
I'm heard about
Until that your lifestyle, whatever diet that you're on, is proven to cure the top 3 causes of death worldwide. You can't come and talk, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's doctors out there now that are curing people's diabetes that they had for 20+ years in like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Just from changing the diet and lifestyle.
Okay.
Right? You know, so the whole stress management, meditation, exercise, and all that stuff, including 3-4 weeks. There's doctors that are curing people's lupus and cancers and all this stuff just from diet alone. So it's more than powerful. But we've been, and this is going back to what I said, I'll get back to it.
Okay.
We've been programmed to believe that we need these foods to be healthy.
Yeah.
We've been taught that milk does the body good. Why? Because you need to drink milk from calcium.
Yeah.
But that's false, because cows don't make calcium.
Okay.
Right? And what people fail to realize, when you really think about it, what is calcium? What is iron? What is, what are these things? They're nutrients.
Yes.
And where do nutrients come from? The ground.
Yeah. Yes.
They come from the earth.
Yes.
All these minerals, and they come from the earth. They come from the ocean. Right? So people don't put that together. People just think, oh, well, because you've been programmed that I need to get my protein from beef and steak, or I need to get my calcium and my iron from this and that. But it's false. It's false. All of it comes from plants, even protein. And protein is like the biggest.
Yeah.
People ask me, so where do you get your protein from? And I say, I get my protein from where your protein gets its protein. Because the majority of animals right?
Yes.
Because the majority of animals that we eat for protein and calcium and all these things, they're vegetarian animals anyway.
Exactly. This is true,
so people don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why everything comes from plants. Protein, only plants are able to take nitrogen from the air,
right,
and break it down chemically and convert it into what they call the amino acids, which are basically the building blocks of all protein.
Okay.
Right. So originally, if it wasn't for plants, animals wouldn't have protein. You know what I mean? They wouldn't. They wouldn't get their protein because they get it from what they eat.
Exactly.
And the same with us. So basically, what you're doing, you're cutting out the middleman, and you're getting a cleaner source.
I like that. I never really thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Because you look at, like you said, the cows eat the grass and plants and stuff, and then, like you said, so whatever they eat, that's nourishing them. So 100%. Why can't we just do that?
And the biggest and strongest land terrestrial animals are all herbivores.
Oh, wow.
Rhinos, gorillas, elephants, buffaloes. Wow. Our closest living relatives as far as species is the apes and the chimpanzees.
Yes.
What do they eat? They're herbivores. They might eat some bugs, but right. But the majority of their diet are coming from leaves and grass.
Yes.
And look at a gorilla. A gorilla can live up to 10 times its body weight. And where does it get its protein from?
The earth.
So that goes to show you that we don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need it. I'm not saying we you can't eat it. If you want to eat meat, that's up to you. But
Right.
I mean, I know that I don't need it, so I don't put it in my body, and I know the long-term effects of too much animal protein. Right? Animal protein is when it goes into our body, it creates a lot of acid.
Yes, it does.
Right? It's very acidic, and it takes a huge amount of energy for our bodies to digest it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And not only that, because humans are, not to get too detailed, right? But humans our digestive tract are fairly long. They say, I think just like, don't mark me on the numbers, put me on the numbers, they're like 6 to 10 times the length of our torso.
Yes.
Right? We're carnivores, they're shorter to get all that meat
Get it out.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why we, as I believe, we're more herbivores than anything else. We have these long digestive tracts because we're meant to eat more fibrous foods that slowly go down. But when you put these heavy meats into your body, and it takes sometimes days to get out of your system, they sit, they ferment, parasites, and all that stuff.
Right.
And if you're not having a regular bowel movement, if you're not eating a lot of vegetables and all that stuff with your meat, and all that stuff sitting in your body,
It's just going rotten.
that's when colon cancer and all this other stuff evolves, man. So again, long-term effects. It might not happen when you're in your 30s or your 40s, but when you get up in age, your 50s, 60s, and 70s, and your body starts slowing down, your body starts breaking down, and then people go, all of a sudden I've got all these issues. It's because it's a lifetime of you eating this way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said it's not just plant-based vegan life. It's not just about losing weight. It's not just about a six-pack. You know what I mean? It's about it's about longevity.
Yes.
It's about vitality. Get to that age to where you can play with your great grandkids.
Yeah, for
or
real.
Your grandkids. You can still go out and kick a ball. Or,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rather
yeah.
than be bedridden and you're on all these pills.
This is
you know
it.
what I mean? So
Papa can't get down there, though.
Exactly.
Jason, Papa can't get down there. Papa got a bad knee.
Exactly.
You know. We're gonna take a short break, guys. But I'm really learning. Like, I'm not talking a lot because Trevor's really got my attention to where I'm learning right now, and I hope you guys are too. All right, so we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We took a short little interlude. Is that what it's called? Yes. Yeah. So we took a short little interlude, but we back. I was just saying to Trevor that he was telling me about the journey, as well as the books and the health industry and different things like that. And what I was saying to him was, one of the things is I can cook. I know y'all see this lovely food in front of us. We're gonna get there. Trust me, we're getting there. I can cook. Like, I don't have a problem with like cooking and making different things and stuff. I'm very creative when it comes to that. My thing would be, and I think for others, is the longevity, as far as keeping that consistent lifestyle over the your lifspan and going on into the future and things like that. Like, what are some things that you would recommend or say, or how are you doing it?
Right.
The longevity.
Again, I feel like it comes back to the education part, right?
Okay.
So the more I learned, the more it was the easier it was for me to maintain it.
Okay.
Right. So and once I sort of transition, and you start to feel it, you start to feel it.
That's the biggest thing.
And it's a quote. I can't remember who said it, but it's a quote that from one of the first documentaries I saw, and I'll never forget it because it's the truth, right?
Okay.
So it basically is nothing tastes as good as healthy feels.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna say it again. Nothing tastes
Say it
as
one more
good.
time.
Nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. Right. So you can have that piece of bacon or that fried chicken, and it tastes good.
Right.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. It tastes good.
Okay.
Right. But once you really know what health feels like, and you feel vibrant, you feel your body you have energy.
Right.
And you want to go outside and go do some physical activity.
True.
Right. So it changes the whole composition, bio makeup of our bodies.
Okay.
Right. So when you start feeling that way, you're like, oh man, I don't want to go back to eating that.
No.
I feel so good even doing what I'm doing.
I agree.
And then that sort of just, it's just like going to the gym and, you start working out, whatever, and over a few months period, you start seeing physical
The results
and
and stuff.
right? It's that exact same where you start
Okay.
sleeping better, everything, man, it's powerful, man.
Okay.
I mean, everyone's transition is different. People's
Yes,
bodies are
yes.
different. So I can only say what I went through. But it's beautiful once you go through that transition period. And like I was saying about the transition,
Right.
sometimes people hit a wall where they start the lifestyle and then they start feeling weak and they start feeling tired or whatever. That could be due because they're not eating correctly.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Got
So,
you.
so when you take out animal products, right? Animal products are very calorie dense, right? Where plant products or plant cuisine
Yes.
is more nutrient dense, right?
Yes.
So for some people, you might have to eat more, right? Volume.
Okay.
And then just learning the ins and out of what's a good source of plant protein
Okay.
or this and this and this and that.
Got you.
But once you go through that period, and you come out the other end, man, it's a beautiful feeling. Man.
Okay.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, and I agree because what you were saying about the healthy, how you feel healthy and different things like that. Because already, like throughout the years, I tried it in small segments and just for like a couple weeks at a time or different things. And like you said, already you feel that the detox of all of the other toxins, and then when you eat certain things, like you said, just eating an apple.
Yeah.
Is different, and I've experienced that already in smaller volumes, not so much the longevity yet.
Right.
And I know exactly what that feels like when you just feel healthy, like you say, you just feel like strong, and you just your mind's clear. Because for me,
100%.
I am all in my head a lot.
Yeah.
So with me, the mind is clear. It's just clearing, and it's just like, oh wow, like. It's not like your voices or anything like that, but like, it's just like it's clearer. It's not foggy.
Yeah.
And you really realize what people mean when they say foggy, brain and different things like that. You're like, oh wow, it's just solid and clear, and I don't have to I don't feel like fatigued and low energy, and I'm coming work and I'm like, just kind of like soggy.
Yeah.
That was the word that came to mind just now.
Definitely.
Soggy.
Definitely, man. Like I said before, the animal protein, our bodies, it takes a huge amount of energy to digest it, like I said. So let's say if you eat a steak right before you go to sleep, right? And you go to sleep on that steak.
Yeah.
While you're sleeping, your digestive organs are trying to process it.
Okay.
So your body, your organs, your digestive organs don't get a chance to rest.
Right.
Right? You wake up in the morning, you feel sluggish because they've been working all night.
Yeah.
Rather you eat a light dinner, which I believe in light meals. Well, a light dinner, I should say.
Yes.
I eating earlier. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
But if you eat something light, like a nice healthy sandwich or a nice salad at night, you know what I mean, and really beef it up. I'm not just talking lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm talking, your seeds, your nuts, toasted chickpeas, or whatever.
Yeah, peppers, zucchini,
Everything, right?
Tomato.
And you eat that, and you go sleep, and that's easier for your body to digest and break down. And you wake up in the morning and you feel better.
Yeah,
you sleep better, right? Because your body gets a chance to rest. Your organs get a chance to rest.
Gotcha.
That's why it's so important to going into the topic of times.
Okay.
And how I like to eat anyway, and the times I like to eat, and not really eating a heavy dinner. I really try to keep my dinner very, very, very light.
Okay.
As light as I can. Even if sometimes if I come home late, I just have a smoothie.
Right. Okay.
Or a piece of fruit or something like that.
Right.
And some water. So for me, my biggest meal of the day is definitely lunch.
Okay.
I go all out on lunch.
Sure.
Right? I go all out on lunch. Big meals, big whatever, big salads, whatever it is. And you feel better, man.
Okay.
You feel better, and it's easy to maintain your weight because you're actually intermittent fasting when you eat. Right? When you eat earlier, during at night, and you wake up and you don't have a crazy heavy breakfast.
Right.
You maybe have a smoothie or some water and a fruit.
Okay.
And then you go and then you eat after 11 or so.
Right.
So your body has more than 16 hours where you're not really putting anything in it.
Exactly.
So your body's in its cleansing stage.
Yes.
Right. So that's important. That helps to maintain weight. That helps to clean
Yes.
your body from toxins. You know what I mean? So timing is another thing. But I mean, I feel like the average beginner is not going to worry about that.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I recommend it, but I wouldn't say, hey, you got to eat. No. Start out.
Yeah.
You know, getting into the routine of eating more plant foods. And then the more you learn, the more you grow, and then the more you try to tweak your diet and lifestyle, and then you can see what works for you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I tried the intermittent fasting thingy or whatever. Ran as soon as I started veganism at the same time, and I mean, I'm the type of person whereas, like, especially when you're at work. Right. When I'm at work, I kind of focus on work, so I don't feel the need to, I just want to eat something. Right, you know what I mean? So when I was doing it, it was coming like where I would finish, say, 8:30, 9 o'clock, the fasting things. I have a little app or whatever. It's on my phone. And it'll tell me to stop, your fasting will stop it stops at, say, 9 o'clock or 8:30. It depends because it changes. Right. And then I would stop eating from there. And then, like you said, the next morning, it wouldn't start up till like 12:30 or 1 in the afternoon, around lunchtime. Yeah. And then I would, get something healthy to eat or vegan, to eat for lunch. Right. And then and I just already noticed like the weight loss and just the different feel of your body. And in the app, it tells you, like you said, like, oh, right now you're entering fat burning. Right now your body is building for this, or then it tells you all the different stages or whatnot. I'd have to get the name of it.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, well, pass me my phone, please. We do this in interviews.
Okay.
Just pass me the phone because I know it's called something. It was a quite. Thank you, baby. It was a quite big different one. Okay, it's called Fasting Man. So that's the thing right there, and then it tracks the weight, the hydration, so how much water you drink, your libido it tracks as well, and yeah, it's like different things. So this will tell you the eating stage, and it'll give you the time slot for that, and then when it's fasting, you can see right there, it'll you can press and start when you want to and stuff like that too. But it's a really neat little app that you can, and if you're exercising, you clock your weight, put your weight in, it kind of calculates everything and tells you where you are on your journey and stuff like that. It's really cool. Like, it's a lot of different apps, but yeah, this one's cool.
What I'm trying to do right now is learning how to only eat when I'm hungry. Okay. Right. So I feel like we've been taught to, again, we've been programmed to say you need to eat breakfast at this time. You need to eat lunch at this time. You need to eat dinner at this time. But if you're still full from breakfast, exactly. Or if you're still full from lunch and you get home at 7 o'clock, and you don't really feel hungry, don't eat. Eat, or eat something small, some water, you know what I mean? So, because when you compact all that food on top of food, again, when you go to sleep, you got all this food in your system, and your body's trying to digest it. So that's something that I'm trying to battle with. It's hard for me because I'm a chef and I'm in the kitchen and I'm trying food and
tasting a little bit. Same.
But like you said, it's a journey, and it's a journey of bettering yourself, becoming the best, healthier version of yourself. Yes. Because just like a tree, the healthier the tree, the better the fruit it can offer to other people. Yes. Right. So I firmly believe that. So I'm not just a cook cooking this food. I believe in this. Okay. And I'm about it. You know what I mean? Okay. And I've lived it, and I've went from being the biggest meat eater and pork and rice and vegans used to come in the restaurant and I was like, these damn vegans. I used to think the vegans are like the Antichrist. and honestly.
No, I got you. I'm following.
And then I moved to Spain. I moved to Barcelona, and ironically, the first job I got there was in a vegetarian cafe. Wow. And the only reason why I took it was because the owner was from America,
Okay.
and I didn't really speak a lot of Spanish.
Yeah.
And she was from America. She was really cool, redhead from the '70s, real hippie type.
Sure.
Loved reggae, and she gave me the job right there. And at that time, it was a day short of me being a month in Barcelona, and I didn't have no income.
Okay.
So I just took it because I needed a
You
job.
needed the income, yeah, for real.
And I was there for about a year. I miss animals. I miss animal protein. I miss the fats and everything like that. But then fast forward 3 years later, and I've completely changed my life. And it just goes to show you what life throws at you. The signs life throws at you. Because ironically, I went back.
Okay.
To, you know what I mean? To cooking and eating that way.
Yes.
When I used to trash it. I used to talk trash to my boys about this stuff, and she used to laugh. She's like, "Travis, she's like, what? One day." I was like, "Nah, you're crazy."
Right. At the time, it was like far-fetched.
Never would have thought. So to all my meat eaters, I understand. It tastes good. It feels good. But in the long run, my question to you is it worth it? Yeah. Is it worth your health? Right? And I'm talking about animal protein and fast food.
Yes.
Highly processed food, I should say. Right? It's destroying us.
It is.
And us as a country, we're sick. Yeah. Bermuda right now has one of the highest rates of diabetes outside of America worldwide.
That's crazy.
Right? So, again, a lot of it has to do with diet and lifestyle. But sometimes it's hard to change people. And again, my goal is not to change people. It's sort of just to spark the interest. Right. And with the food, show people what's possible. Okay. Right? So when we go more into detail, I can explain to you what this is. But showing people that you can do sushis and you can do your different types of things that people like to relate with animal products. Exactly. And I know it's not a burger, or it's not tuna, or it's not a fish cake. You know what I mean? Right. But it's similar. Yes. Right. And that's a good selling point. You know what I mean? To sell to people. Hey, this is our vegan fish cake. And there's a lot of people. It's not fish cake. It's not fish. I don't know why you vegans. I'm like, man,
just eat it.
It's a selling point. It's a selling point. Right. Right. But then they try it, and I'm just like, whoa. Right. Whoa. Because that happens almost every dinner party, and I kid you no lie, almost every private dinner party that I go to, if it's like a decent size, 15 people, there's always one guy. And it's always a guy. Always a guy. There's always one guy that's just like, nah. I'm gonna need a good ice cream after this. And almost 90% of the time, that guy will come up to me at the end, like privately. He will come up to me and be like, yo, pull you aside. That was one of the best meals I've ever had. Wow. And it happens almost every time. It's wild. So that just goes to show you that good food is good food. Yes. It doesn't matter if it's vegan or whatever type of cuisine it is. Good food is good food. So when it's cooked the way it should be cooked, people gonna like it.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed about, and especially when you touched on processed foods, you could eat like two burgers, fries, and stuff, and then it like Chinese food. Yeah. It's like an hour later or something, felt like you ain't ate nothing. Yeah. Like you could still be sitting there like, well, what the heck did I eat? Like,
it's full of fats and salts. Right. Okay, so one thing about plants and fiber, it can really fill up your stomach without you not even noticing that you're full. Right. Rather than you having a processed or a fast food burger, and because it lacks everything, right? You eat it and you feel like you need to eat more to be satisfied. Yes. So that's why, for example, you should see some of the salads I eat. Okay. I can eat a salad with the size of this table. Right? Boom. You know what I mean? And okay, I'm done. I feel content. I feel satisfied, but I'm not bloated. I don't get the itis after. Okay, right. You know what I mean? And you feel great. Okay. And that salad would last me a while. Sure. A few hours. Yeah. Really especially if it's a real compact salad. Again, not lettuce and tomato. We're talking.
All kinds of stuff. You put fruits, all kinds of different vegetables in there.
Roasted vegetables. Yes. Your seaweeds, your kelps. Yes. Everything.
Okay, so I wanna get into this food, you guys. I really do. I wanna get into this food. Before we get into the food though, is there anything else that you want to share or say to non-vegans to kind of, like you said, that just an inspiration? Right. You're not heard of Tao No One. You need right. to, you know what I mean. Even though you know it works,
right.
That's not how love works.
Right.
Feel me? So, like, is there anything else that you want to say or to kind of, capitalize on?
I would just say, try it.
Okay.
Try it.
Yeah.
And your body will thank you for it, right? And you'll feel it. So, the more you eat it, even if you start slow and you just do one day out of the week, you know what I mean? And gradually start taking stuff and educating yourself and learning. And that's all it takes. And one thing I do tell people is, don't try to just go in all at once. Do it at your own pace. Everyone's different. Everyone's lifestyle situation's different.
Yes.
So just do it at your own pace. It took me a few years to really go 100%. But you don't have to go 100%. If you get to 80 and you feel like that's it, then you're fine. But what I say is, when you sit down to eat every day, look at your plate and analyze your plate. How much of my plate is whole plant foods? Yeah. How much of it is processed foods? How much of it is animal products? And just know that the more whole plant foods you have on your plate, the better off you're gonna be. And that's it. It's that's the key right there. Is getting more whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, seeds, all that stuff into your diet on a regular basis, and the better off you're gonna be.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna dive into some of this lovely food Trevor has prepared for us. I cannot wait. Okay. And I think I'm gonna have some new recipes on my hand. No, it's not giving up no secrets.
Okay, no, man. I have to give up some stuff. Because that's my gift to people.
Okay, gotcha.
And that gets people inspired.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say, I ain't gonna tell you all that. Or even if I do tell you, I probably won't tell you everything that's in it.
Right. see.
But I can sit here and tell you how to make it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Fair enough. All right, guys. So, welcome back from our little break. We're gonna try some of Trevor's food, wonderful food that he has prepared for us. Trevor, just tell us what we're about to try.
Okay, let's start with the cakes here. So these are vegan fish cakes, if you want to call them, made from potatoes, chickpeas, and kelp. Okay. And that's a caper dill mayo. Okay. Very tasty, very popular. Obviously, Good Friday and stuff. They do hot cross buns and stuff like that.
Sure.
And those sell out. Okay. Here we have one of our most popular items. Okay. We have buffalo cauliflower sliders and barbecue. Right, so we've got buffalo and barbecue. Two flavors for you to try.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and these are all homemade. The buns I make myself, and it has a just like a coleslaw.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, cool. So without further ado, let's try Trevor's food here. Okay. I'm gonna try it without the sauce first, and then I do it just because, just to get a proper reading.
Yes.
Okay.
Processing.
I'm processing it. It's going across all the taste buds. This is wow.
All right, now try it with the.
I'm gonna try it with the thing, but that's what was got a little kick. I feel like it's a little spice. I like a little spice. Yeah. I like this. What's this again?
Caper dill mayo.
Okay. I didn't know it was so much flavors in capers. I like a little dill.
Yeah.
I like a little dill.
Capers are nice. Capers are underrated, I think.
Really?
Yeah. But they're powerful, and even the brine in the bottle that it comes in. Right. You can even pour that into your tomato sauce. Okay. Or whatever. Same with olives. You know, right? And I love olives too. I lived in Spain for 6 years. So olives was a big problem.
Right. You got them authentic olives.
So even the brine that they come in, you can use that in different sauces and stuff to give it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one I didn't know.
See that?
Trevor, I like this.
It's a trick I gave you guys.
I'm being very modest. Eating this right now, because wow. Yeah, I'm talking with my mouth full. You're all right. You get over it. This is nice. I want to try this. I want to try this. You said this one is the
Buffalo.
the buffalo, and that one's the barbecue. Okay, you guys see this presentation? Get into it. Get into it. I said get into it.
Buffalo, it's just got to kick.
This the buffalo, okay, and that's the barbecue.
Yeah.
All right, let's try the buffalo first. Oh man, looks like a real piece of chicken.
Yeah.
How it's done like that.
And then on the bun, there's a smoked paprika mayo on the bun.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, Trevor, listen. Yo. Listen. No.
Right, so that's easy to do. And these cauliflower you can put in tacos, you can put in wraps, you can have it with a salad, you can have it as a burger, as a sandwich. Yeah. And it's easy to make. You know, it's fried, so it's not an item that you want to live off of.
No, it's good, Trevor.
But it's a good, it's a good Friday night snack, or dinner,
Listen. The bun is amazing, first of all.
Handmade.
Like,
Last night.
I love it because it's not too bready.
Yeah.
Some buns, I don't like a whole lot of bread.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm eating a bloody sandwich on a sandwich.
Yeah.
So I like this bread because it's like moist, but it's thin enough. It's perfect. It's perfect. And then the texture, for me, it might not be the meat like you said, but it's the texture that you can get, and that's what we mimic.
Yeah.
And with this cauliflower like that, it's got a nice bite to it. Like it's really nice. The seasonings, the spice, the mayo that you put on her too. Listen.
And I have another slider and another burger that I do using oyster mushrooms. I don't know if you ever heard of oyster mushrooms.
I love all mushrooms.
Right. So oyster mushrooms are like a hydroponically grown mushroom, right? But when you cook them, when you saute them, when you fry them, their texture is very meaty. Well, mushrooms are meaty anyway.
Yes.
But this particular one is very meaty.
Okay.
Right? So I would do the same thing. I wouldn't put it in the sauce. But it looks like a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
And that is a very, very popular item.
Okay.
The only thing about that in Bermuda, they're almost $17 a pound for these things. So that on the pricey side, I wanted to bring them today, but sometimes it's hard to find them here in Bermuda.
Right.
But
we said oyster
mushrooms.
Yeah, because I go down to Family Foods,
Right.
down the hill from my house, and they have a nice selection of them, whatever. I have seen them there sometimes.
Yeah.
They don't have them in all the time. Like they have the trumpet,
Right.
shiitake,
Yeah.
the baby. I love a little baby Bella.
Right.
They have the regular white mushrooms,
Right.
It was another one too, I think. Oh man, it's not coming to me. It was another one, kind of like shiitake, but it was something mitake. It was something another taki.
Yeah.
And it's one like that. But I've only seen the oyster ones there, like once.
Right. No, they're really good. I've fooled a lot of people with that.
Okay.
With that, the oyster mushrooms, frying them up, and people think, this is chicken? I was like, no.
Right.
It's mushrooms. I don't even eat mushrooms, but this is wow. How do they say? And that's it. And that's all it takes to change someone's perception. You know what I mean? Like I was never a big fan of cauliflower. Until I started making these, and now every time I make it for someone, I'm eating this grass. Every time they call it a fryer, you know.
I would too. I like this barbecue one. One thing about it, you have like the perfect season sauce type ratio because with vegetables, they're a lot less dense than meat.
Yes.
And heavy meat.
Yes.
So a lot of times it takes a lot more to season a good big piece of steak or
Right.
pork or something for it to penetrate. So when you cook it, when you eat it, it's flavorful.
Yeah.
But with vegetables, you don't need like a whole lot of seasonings and different things.
It's because,
You know?
sorry, not to cut you off, but
No, go ahead.
Vegetables, they have their own flavor.
Man, keep eating.
You know what I mean? They have their own individual flavor.
Right.
Right? So it's not like we're meat where if you don't put seasoning on a meat, you try to eat a piece of meat, it's not gonna taste good. It's not.
Period.
Right? So you always gotta jazz it up. You always gotta put all these herbs and spices, which are plants anyway.
Yes.
Right? So even the media doesn't put plants on their meals, even
Exactly.
they don't even realize.
Exactly.
Right? The herbs, the spices, the thyme, the oreganos, and all that stuff.
Wow. That makes perfect. Not just it don't make perfect sense. It is truth.
Yeah.
You know, it just don't make sense. It's the truth because, like you said, I'm eating this, and they have their own flavor already, and that's something like I knew, but I didn't really. You know, you don't really bring it to the front of your frontal lobe to be like, you know, when you're cooking, especially vegan for me because I'm a beginner.
Right.
That so I'm still thinking with some of my dishes, I might season a lot.
Right.
And I'm like, it still tastes nice, but I'm like, I think I went a little bit overboard with this sauce. You know, because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Let the vegetables do what they do, you guys. Let them do what they do, man. You know? So I look, I'm loving this real things right here.
And it's so many vegetables. Like the plant kingdom easily trumps the animal kingdom. You only eat a handful of animals.
Right.
But the plant kingdom is huge. And if you go into the mushroom kingdom, is even bigger than the plant kingdom.
Really?
Yeah. Because a mushroom is not an animal or a plant. It's a fungus.
Yes.
Right? So there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of different types of edible mushrooms that we don't even know about. Right? Especially here in Bermuda.
Right.
Me being working overboard, working in Spain and also working in Florida. I used to live in Florida as well.
Oh, cool.
And living there and working there, and it's just seeing all these different products, and it was like, whoa, what is this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of it has their individual flavor profile, and so again, you know, we've been programmed, and we've been programmed because these industries are very powerful, and they want to keep us in that circle, in that hamster wheel.
Yes.
They want to feed us these foods that get us sick, and the other industry picks it up and gives us the so-called medicine that's supposed to cure us, but it doesn't.
Right.
It's a lifetime thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it
it's
is.
just like, and you just go around and around. But what people need to know is the information is out there, and I feel like once people get into the information and they see it, and they hear it, they're like, oh, for example, in 2015, the World Health Organization, right, declared processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen. So that means that a carcinogen is a substance that is directly linked to cancer. So processed meats are your bacons, your deli slices, your pepperonis, all that stuff. They put it in the same group as tobacco smoke, asbestos, and plutonium. So these items are called a Category 1 carcinogen.
Wow.
And most people no one knows that because it's not out there because the meat and dairy industry doesn't want people to know.
Okay.
So again, it's a lot of information out there like that the World Health Organization and the FDA and all these organizations they know about, but they don't want to, they don't want people to. They want to keep you in that.
No, they want that money.
Yeah. And that's it.
That is it, Trevor. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. No, they good like that though. They good like that, and that's a crazy wild fact, yo.
And then red meat they put as a Group 2.
Okay.
So group 2 is like possibly causes cancer. But still, the fact that it's in there,
Yeah.
has a possibility, and the fact that most people don't know it, and if people was to know it, they will think twice about putting these things into the system, right? Because cancer it's like a plague. You know, everyone. I mean, anyone. You go to any group of people and you say, how many of you have been affected by cancer, or family members, or whatever? Everyone's going to put their hand.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's just so important to think about our health and think about our futures. Because again, we have the power. We don't have a control over a lot of things in this world.
Right.
But what you put on your plate, that's one thing you do have power over.
We should.
So
We do, but to be sure, I say we should because a lot of people, like you say, are going back to feeling like what we should eat and what's presented for us to eat and the times and different things. It feels like, this is what we have to eat. It's almost like social media and trends and different things like that, where it's like, oh yeah, everyone loves pizza.
and culture.
Yes,
And culture.
especially black culture. We
Right.
like a little soul food.
I was just gonna say that. So soul food. Now here's the crazy thing about soul food.
Talk to me.
We say soul food, right? But our definition of soul food comes from the Caribbean and the South, like as far as America, macaroni and cheese and all that stuff, right? But literally, what that food is the scraps that the slaves ate. So if you think about a slave, right, and you think about his master, right? So the master would take a cow or a chicken or whatever. They will cut the tenderloin out. They will cut the chicken breast because those are the more expensive, more delicate pieces of meat.
Yeah.
Then the scraps, the wings, the ribs, the feet, all that they throw in the garbage.
Right.
Right. So then the slaves, they take that and they make, they make something out of it. Right. So really that's really what we're eating. We're eating on the low end of the spectrum of what the slave masters sort of threw away. Right. And then all that heavy cheese and all that stuff.
Right.
Dairy, you guys, shouldn't even be called food.
Oh wow.
It shouldn't even be called food. Dairy is so destructive and so acidic. It's wild, man. And it's a shame. It's a shame that most people don't know how destructive and cancer causing dairy is. Yeah.
Oh man, you coming for cheese, Trevor?
Amen.
People like that cheese, Trevor.
But you know what? A lot of people,
I know, but I'm
people
listening.
are in an abusive relationship.
There we go.
With
I like
cheese.
that. I like that.
And I mean, I understand it, man. I'm a chef. I've been a chef. I've been 20 years. I understand it. Tastes good. I understand. But again, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Exactly.
Right. So the protein in most cheeses, in dairy, is called casein.
Okay.
Right. And casein is known to cause cancer.
Okay.
That's a fact. But again, they don't put that out there because milk does a body good.
What?
Right.
They ain't gonna stop them cheese productions.
Yeah, no way. It's too much. It's too much money.
Yeah.
It's too much. And those that speak up disappear. Right? So, but yeah.
Okay.
Keep eating, man.
Yeah.
Get your heart out.
Yo. I definitely gotta you have to get Trevor to cater you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Hit us up. Eat at plantbasedfuelvda.com, email, or plantbasedfuelvda, Facebook and Instagram. And we do caterings, private dinner parties. You want to do a nice little private, dinner for two or whatever. I come, I set up, I do the whole dining experience, or even if you have a group. And just to throw it out there, we do specialize in tapas. Right? So I'm a big fan. Obviously, this goes back to my time in Spain. I'm a big fan of especially doing groups.
Okay.
Of having a platter of different items. Right? Small
that's
items.
cool.
For me, I can be more creative, and from a client's perspective,
Right.
they get to try a bunch of different things.
Okay.
Rather than
right.
a pan of vegan macaroni or some
Got you.
or
Got you.
peas and rice or something like that.
I
You know
like
what I mean?
that. It's not just like you're not just like still like a vegan, but you're still like
You can enjoy it.
I don't know how to say it. Like basic, you know, like just stuff that we normally eat, but we wasn't vegan. Like you just let's just make mac and cheese vegan,
Exactly.
peas and rice vegan. No,
Exactly.
he's outside the box.
100%.
It ain't no box.
I've always been outside. So, like I said, that's sort of what I like to specialize in. So, if you do go on the website, we do have two menus up on there that you can download. One of them is the tapas menu, and you can see the different items that we have. We have a lot of, I think we have almost 30 something items up there, and you can choose for your different dinner parties or your whatever. And it just brings a different atmosphere.
Okay.
And if you really want to get fancy, I can bring my waiter. I have a waiter. We can come out and you sit
Trevor,
down.
you fancy like that, Trevor? Trevor's fancy, y'all.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to. I want to show people like the whole mission of this business is to inspire people, to show people that this type of food can be produced at a high level.
Yes.
Right. Most people don't believe that vegans can even exist.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
now coming in and doing fine dining, because my goal is to ideally have a fine dining restaurant in Bermuda.
Okay.
Right. And really
We
elevate
need
the level and really elevate it at a level where celebrities and people are flying into Bermuda just to try the food. That's where I'm at, and that's where I want to go eventually in time. But definitely check us out.
Yes.
Yeah, your body would thank you for it.
Yes. Now this does a body good. Okay. So on that note, I'm gonna take this plate around, and I'm just gonna finish this off camera somewhere. All right. No, but OGs, listen. All Trevor's information is gonna be linked in this video, in the description. We'll put your Facebook,
Cool.
Instagram, and then we're gonna get some of the books that he mentioned, and we're gonna get the links for those too, maybe for Audible or something like that, or just put them up in there so you can guys can go ahead and research them on your own time and things like that. Okay, but I'm glad you guys can stop by. As always, you know, you're in the cut, we chilling, we having some great vegan food, just food. It's food.
It's food.
It's real food.
There you go.
Okay, it's real food, and we just chilling. And I hope you guys were inspired. I really hope you guys learned some things, because I learned a lot today. Trevor had me listening very intently, and then when we got to eat the food, it just elevated the experience of his knowledge for veganism and his journey. All of the equipment that he has brought along with him, and the things that we're gonna look forward to in the future with Trevor. I think it's amazing. It just kind of brought and tied everything in together, and amazing. A1. I'll be definitely hitting you up for some date nights. We could do like little things. I think that you would like that and stuff. So I think that's definitely something we do. So I'll be doing anytime, you know, you want to promote or anything, you have different checks. I have this one lady, Jaqueen's Variety. How you doing, baby? We talked yesterday, okay? She got all these different oils and beard oils and different things like that, right? That are a lot plant-based and oil and seed-based and stuff like that. And she's got a 21-day challenge coming up in the springtime with the beard oil. So I'm looking forward to that. But just like certain things, anytime you want to promote or you know anything like that, just hit me up and let me know, and we can get it out there, because I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, OGs, that's another episode, guys. I really hope that it inspired you today, and you took a lot of stuff home with this. Okay. So as always, I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.